Hey y'all, it's CherokeeStarfish. Welcome to a new Thursday series. It's time for Crusaders of Might and Magic.
3DO.
Good old 3DO. Yep, this was a game that y'all wanted to see. It was shortlisted by our Patreon patrons, so shout out to y'all over on Patreon for picking this one out. Now, this is a game that I have only played all the way through and beaten one time, and it was quite a long time ago, back when the game was new. And you'll note that I am playing the PSX or PlayStation 1 version of the game. Normally, when I play an old game, I do my best to try and play the version of the game that is most widely available for everybody who might want to play it. And there is a PC version of Crusaders of Might and Magic, which you can still get today on GOG, and I think it's also available on Steam. I will put those links down in the video description below on the YouTube upload. But in my opinion, the PC version doesn't run quite as well, and this is the one that I'm used to, and it's the one that I own. So I decided I was going to play this one, partially because I like it better, and partially because the versions are a little bit different. There are a couple of small story versions, or differences, and there is a little bit of difference in the levels. I think that there is maybe a whole level on the PC version that doesn't exist in the PS1 version, or it might be vice versa. Feel free to fact check me on that. You can check the wiki. But either way, they're a little bit different. So since the PC version is the one that's easy to get, I'm going to play the one that's a little harder to find. So let's go ahead. I think I've got everything balanced out pretty well. As balanced as we're gonna get anyway. Alright, let's jump in to Crusaders of Might and Magic.
Hey, Henry. McCain's saying we might get rain.
His big toe must be twitching.
Anyone seen my boys?
Over here, Tess.
A village at peace, but not for long. For tonight brings the scourge, the terror, and the madness of the horde known as the Legion of the Fallen. They are the heralds of death who attack by night, ravaging town after town with no mercy.
Spooky.
Attack!
Yeah, get them. Also, thank you, Crow, for 25 months. Jeez.
They are sent by Necros, master of the dead. Tales call him the greatest of all necromancers, raising his legions from the grave,
Well,
but cursed with an inability to die himself. Except tonight, they have missed one, Drake. For 20 years, Drake has battled these monsters, becoming legend even among his enemies. Ever vigilant, he watches like a panther, waiting for that one moment, that opening.
like a panther. Mm. 20 years is a long time to fight the same war.
The scar, it's him!
So I'm just saying, like, Necros is good at what he does.
No!
It's back to the grave for you.
This is so funny.
The master wants this one.
Also, this is the Might and Magic universe. They should know that Sandro is the greatest necromancer ever. Like, that's canon. I don't know why they said Necros. Of course, I don't think that this really takes place canonically in a specific Might and Magic universe. Like, I don't think.
Hurry up, you imbecile. We haven't got all night. The last prisoner's in there. Secure him on the rack. I'll be at the Master's shrine when you're finished.
Yes.
So well spoken for the undead.
They're coming for you, Drake. Use your firestorm spell to rid us of that undead abomination.
Thank you, floating head. Alright. Triangle is our spellcasting button.
You destroyed that one. There are many more of the undead between you and freedom. Pick up that guard's mace to use against them.
We can walk over any item to pick it up. Yes, do not forget the floor cache. We never forget the floor cache.
I am Celestia. Trust me. It's very difficult for me to contact you by farsight, but I want you to survive. Practice a few swings with the mace and loosen your muscles for the battles ahead.
So I have to say that when someone immediately introduces themselves with "trust me," I don't. Also, though, it's kind of funny how it sounds like she's introducing herself as, like, "I'm Celestia, trust me."
Potion you gained to refresh your mana potential.
Like, trust me, I promise, I know, I'm Celestia. Anyone will tell you. Yeah, no, she's completely normal. We're so normal right now. Okay, so
Walk around and get your bearings for a few seconds, and then leave the cell when you're ready.
yes, thank you, tutorial mom. We can also sidestep. That's true. Yes, there is jumping in this game. And also long jumping. So backing up is very slow. Drake is kind of clunky, honestly. Like he steers like a cow in a shopping cart, and the camera is stuck to him, so whichever way he's facing, that's where you see. You cannot independently move the camera because that's a feature that was invented in later video games. We didn't have that technology back then. Okay, let's see. All I have is a mana potion right now, but we can change our spells. We get different shields and weapons, and we get weapon talismans that we can equip as well. Okay, so right now we are a little bit below health. You can see our health meter in the bottom right next to our potions. We've got 2 mana potions, and we have Firestorm equipped in the mace because that's all we've got.
Drake. Use your mage sight to pick out your target and get rid of him as quickly as possible.
Yeah, so this is one of the game's favorite gimmicks. Yep, you tap R2 to lock onto a target, as long as they remain visible. Look at this guy. He's having such a good time. Come on. Yay! Oh, good, all the treasure landed right on the hot lava grate, which we now have to step on to get it. It's totally fine. Okay, it has been a long time since I played this game, so I am going to be muddling around a little bit, because I got in here to test the settings and make sure that the game looked as good as possible for streaming and recording, but I didn't actually play any. There we go, 3 gold and a healing potion on that guy. We can also push things. Now. Haha. We can backflip too, which actually, the different animation and the different, like, slightly different jump height and angle is key to getting into certain places later in the game. You cannot get up there with a regular jump, but you can get up there with a backflip. Hello, throwing axe. 10 throwing axes. Let's see. 15 total. Throwing axes kind of suck, but any ranged weapon is great when you're low on mana. Okay, let's see. Oh, I saw that, and I knew what it was, and I still tried to walk over it and pick it up. I'm gonna go ahead, actually, and just, like, let's just use that.
Ah, a shield. This will help augment your meager armor. Strap that on now.
Okay, and we got a spiked shield and 2 more healing potions, which is great. And a mana potion, nice. There
Now
we go.
that you have a shield, take a moment to get a feel for it before you continue. But don't delay too long. My time with you is growing short.
Sounds like she's growing short. I don't care for her tone. Yeah, so the shield blocking, you press circle to shield. Oh, that's Celestia. Trust her. Yes, we can also shield rush like that and bash people. My favorite part of this conversation is how, like, the game assumes that we stopped right there and did as we were told to equip the shield. And so when I walked over here and did it, like, her projection was still up here in this, like, little cul-de-sac. We were around the corner out of sight. Now, I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm not even gonna pretend like I know where all of the secret items and things are in this game. Some of them, as we come up to them, I will remember them or see them. But feel free to help me out if you spot something and it looks like I did not notice it and I'm gonna walk past it. Or if I need to go back and get something, then by all means. So these are our save points. These random blocks in the wall that just glow green. And you'll forgive me, but of course if you've been with the channel for a while, you'll know that I am absolutely going to safety save. I'm not going to save scum on this one just because you can only save at save points. You don't have a main menu save where you can do it at any time you like. But there we go. These little guys are not much. They're just to train on. Oh god, could you imagine in a game like this? I mean, let's be real. Someone out there, somewhere, probably speedruns this game. Can't get up there. Well, it doesn't matter. I don't think there is anything. It's just testing my luck. But that person is not me. I am a mere mortal. So Iron Man mode is not for me. Okay, let's see. Hello. Healing potion. Oh yeah, I forgot. We can also side flip as Drake. So like, we can sidestep incoming attacks. But we can also jump to the side. And there is a cooldown on that, sort of, but like it's when you hit the ground, basically. There's not a stamina meter that is going to drain down when you have to wait on it.
See that chamber up ahead? If you gather your willpower, you'll be able to hone your senses and better focus your distance attacks. Try it now.
Try it now. Oh, here he is again. So yes, if we hold R2, we can use our mage sight to target at range. Doodle-doo-doo. Oop, there we go. That one still needed a hit for some reason. Okay, is there anything in these little side cubbies? I don't really think that there is. Probably should use a mana potion, though, because I am completely out. I think that you can use potions directly from the menu, but I cannot remember. Yeah, the coins are pretty good. They feel very chunky. Oh, I see you. I see you. I start swinging way too early. Oh. Oh, there's two of them. They got me. They got me. There was an ambush. He was just right there, and I walked into him. Throwing axes. Ah, here we go. This is our second spell. There we go. So, let's see. Is it... Oh, no, wait a minute. That's not a spell. That actually might be a weapon talisman. Is it? No? It's something. Oh, wait. Runes. I don't think we can use runes until later. So... Oh... The begun of Tigtone. I remember that. Oh my gosh. Not like that, Drake. That is set up specifically for us to do that. Oh, he missed too. Long. If you combo them, you can kind of stun lock most enemies. Some are immune to that, though. Oh, this is the other spell. Okay, so the first thing is a rune.
Excellent. A defensive spell. This will make you more powerful against our foes. Remember to practice your spells often. The more times you use them, the more proficient you become with them.
So everything in this game levels up based on use. So now we have the regeneration spell. The regeneration spell, basically, it's exactly what it says on the tin. You're going to spend some mana and heal over time. So that means when you have lots of mana potions and not a lot of healing potions, it can be very useful. And it heals more faster as it levels up, just like Firestorm deals more damage and explodes in a larger radius. Everything levels up independently, so the more times that you hit enemies with a weapon, the more that weapon will level up and you'll learn new attacks, you'll deal more damage with it, that kind of thing.
So you're the troublemaker, the one they call Drake.
I seem to be getting awful popular with the freaks these days.
I've had a sixth sense about you, warrior. There's magic within you. I know. I am Necros, master of the Legion of the Fallen.
Then you're the one who slaughtered my village, killed my family.
They may be dead, but not finished. I control the afterlife. All who enter it serve me.
Not for long.
Don't be sentimental, mortal. This war is bigger than any village. The very power of the elder races hangs in the balance, a power that only I will possess. What say you, Drake? I could use a warrior like you.
Not even in death.
That can be arranged.
Ah. So yes, there's Necros. Talking to us through his statue, his idol, if you will. He is, as you might imagine, a huge asshole. Wow. Wow. Oh yeah, you can damage yourself with your own fireballs, as is tradition. Lord. Those are some nasty misses. I thought I was going to hit them. I did not. I did not hit the hitbox. Okay, let's see. Ah, there we go. Place to save. And I think we actually have to go back the other way. Oh, there's an elevator, right. Is it... Aha! Let's see. Oop. Yes, there are hidden items all over the place here. 3 mana potions, which is pretty great. And then, over here, we want that right there. Oh, that's not how we get it. This might be one of those places where I need to backflip. Nope, okay. How do I get up there? It's gotta be from here, right? God, I hate these camera angles. So funny. Oh, that is not it. Do we come down from above? Actually, we might. That might be the intention. I think the elevator takes us up there. Okay. Do not want to touch the exploding barrels. Very bad luck. It's not because they blow up, it's just bad luck. Think, what's our mana like? Okay, we definitely need to. There we go. And actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and we'll use our regeneration spell. Oop. And now we will switch back to Firestorm. God, could you imagine? Haha. It looks Dark Soulsier than it feels. For sure. Okay, let's see. I think there are definitely like there's some physics puzzles in here. Can we not push that one? Maybe we don't need it. Yeah, we'll come back there later. Yeah, Soul Reaver-esque. I can see that. Okay, is there a place we have to get off in the middle, maybe? Is that it? Or are we actually meant to jump up there and then maybe we go up? I feel like that's not correct. Just because there's that up there. I may be wrong, though. We gotta get this. Yeah, no, you can't just run straight up it, unfortunately. I wonder, though. Here we go. Maybe I can run up this. Yes. Here we go. This is it. Now we got it. Haha! 3DO, I've solved your jumping puzzle. Okay, now I just have to fight the camera to... There we go. Walk off this way. Whoops. Dang it. Okay, I slid pretty badly when that happened, so... I've got to control the slide. I don't really even want those things because those are, they're like these exploding gemstones that you can throw. They are another weapon. They're okay. No! Oh! Drat. Drat. Darn me. Maybe I shouldn't slide. Maybe I should just jump over there from up above. I don't know if I can make it from here. We've got height on our side. But over here, though, I probably can. Oh, man. Yeah, no, it's fine. We just get a whole new... Oh! Haha! Got it. Completely by accident, because as you may have seen, I hit that slope and then instantly, like, jumped again. So... Jump over those landmines. Go back over here. Okay, we can't get there yet. This is just fun because it makes a big thunderclap noise. It doesn't do anything as far as I'm aware. Other than hopefully annoy Necros, but... And Drake's got a long jump on him, though. He's a jumpy boy. Yeah, it's true. That's why Necros does all this, you see, because his mother did not love him. Ah, there we go. That's what that box is for. You don't want to be under the elevator when it comes back down, though. Let's, switch back over to this. Oops, I didn't take. There we go. I will get better at the combat as time goes on. Also when I get a better weapon, because I hate the mace. I'm not going to blame being bad on the mace. I do dislike it, though. It's so short range. Okay, now we got this sick jailbreak track. Anything here? We can't go that way, so we've got to go this way. Nothing over there, I don't think. Yeah, someone's going hog wild. Aha. See, these guys are faster, and they spring back a lot quicker, even if you hit them, so... We only really have one attack right now, too. I keep trying to do the overhead attack, and I'm just doing it wrong because as I'm running up on them, I'm holding up and trying to hit X, and that's not how you do it. You have to, like, tap them both at the same time. Imagine if someone told Doom to keep it down. This is like... There we go. This is tricky. You have to push from an angle. Which you can do, but it's not, like, intuitive. There we go. Got some more throwing axes. Our favorite weapon. And now we escape through here. At least the block pushing isn't that bad. It could definitely be worse. I think the maximum stacks of anything you can have is 99, although I won't swear to that. Let's see, what have we got right now, actually? Oh, yeah, we picked up our first Restore Potion, which heals both mana and our health. Let's see, we've got... There's the Exploding Gems, 52 Throwing Axes. love how the music just took a break for a second and then, like, immediately came back. Oh, there's that guy. I don't think there's anything... Yeah, we don't have to worry about our jump here. Now, we could theoretically use throwing axes on that dude. And maybe I will. We'll have to decide what weapons we're going to use. Oh, really? That drop was too much for you? This is another door that doesn't open. Which is presumably why we had to circumvent it. Oh! There we go, we are now rank 2 with the mace. See? That means the mace does more damage, and different weapons have a different, like, property that upgrades. So, some weapons just deal more damage, others I think get faster, or have a quicker recovery time. Oh! Well, he's gonna get some freebies on me. Ah, these tight spaces. Oh, are we out of... Yeah, we're out of mana. I love how when you go to cast a spell, he does the animation anyway if you're out of mana. And then he just, like, looks at his hand when nothing happens. It's so funny. Okay, got all that stuff. Yeah, that's a system that in most games I'm okay with it. I like leveling things up by using them. Yeah, there's a lot of real fake doors in this castle. Oop, he did a heavy attack on us. I might actually need to... Yeah, just in case. Oh, and he didn't hit me again. There we are, we're level 2. We got more health, mana, and additional melee damage. Your ranged damage, I think, only goes up by using them. You don't just get an automatic increase, and that is because otherwise this is the only weapon she would probably use. Trying to see if I can push it with my body. Okay. Is there anywhere else that we need to jump to from here before I go on? I'm trying not to miss anything, but... Yep, that's it. Okay.
My farsight spell is waning, so you'll be on your own for now. Be strong, Jade. Come see me in my Citadel. The Crusade is near you.
So the Crusade is fighting back against the Legion of the Fallen. There we go. Thankfully there are invisible walls, so our treasure does not go into the abyss, which I appreciate. Man, these guys only take 2 regular hits to kill now. Almost fell into that trap. Oh, did you see that shiny thing coming at us? That was this twice-born up here, the skeleton. He is throwing axes at us. There we go. But we got 3 restore potions, which is pretty good. Those are best potion. New area.
Where have you come from?
The bowels of that fortress back there. It's a war zone.
You've escaped the twice-born? Our Lady Archon will want to speak to you about what you've seen.
Don't I know it? She won't stop nagging me.
Yes. In any event, in order to see her, you'll have to go to the docks. An airship would take you up to the Citadel.
Up?
Of course, the Citadel! The great floating island in the sky. The fortress from which the Crusade and the Old Guard bring law into this land.
Yeah? When was the last time they visited Stronghold?
Also, I think you can attack this guy. I'm not going to do that, but I believe that you can attack and maybe even kill the guards. This is an old guardian. Walk away, mercenary. I have no time for one whose loyalties are purchased with gold. Haha. Was this worthwhile? Does this do anything? No. Okay. Alright, we have a quest. I think there's only one way to go. For now, anyway. You can see how some of the textures like don't fit together very neatly, and there's some caching as things load in on the horizon. You know, this was a oh, this game came out I think in 1998 or 99. I don't remember because I believe that the Windows version maybe came out first and then the PlayStation version, so it may have been 99 and then this one was from 2000. And I don't know what the budget was like for it, but well, you can see the result. It's not a bad game. It's just very much like, of all the games there have ever been on the PlayStation, this sure was one of them. Right. We don't go that way yet. However, there is a save pillar over here. Handy. Yes, please. All right. Now, through the big doors. These massive stone pillars. Kind of cool, actually. Here we go, magic elevator. With this gently spooky track. I don't think there's anything else here, yeah.
Greetings, Drake.
I know you.
Sorry, my name's Aaron. The Lady Archon sent me. She wants you to come up as soon as you can. Are you ready to go now?
Guess so.
Great! Hop on. I gotta tell you, I see a lot of heroes come and go, but I don't think anyone else has come out of the Stronghold since the Legion took over. Celestia'll be dying to hear your story. I bet it's a good one, too, isn't it?
Listen, kid, I'm kinda tired.
Sure thing, I got you. I won't say a word, not a peep. You just sit back, relax. So, you travel around here a lot?
This is gonna be a long trip.
Oh, I'm glad that's still as funny. Just that look at his face and those chunky textures, and then this is gonna be a long trip. Here we go. So we've met almost all of the important characters in this area, at least. There's the Citadel. I love how Drake acts like he's never heard of the Citadel. He's like, the what? And they're like, yeah, you know, it's the giant floating castle in the sky. It's like, he's been fighting the Legion for 20 years and he doesn't know about the Citadel. Come on.
Come see me, Drake. I await you in the throne room.
It's a statue of Celestia. Now let's see, I think that's the throne room. I think this just, yeah, this just looks back out onto the ledge. This is where we came from. So, yeah, there's Aaron's airship, and then this one is just like a different airship. So I'd love to help you, friend, but the old tub's under repairs now. You'll have to make do with the young'un next door. Aaron's her name, I think. We can take that one to different areas later on, I believe. gallop up this way. There's another save block. Beyond this area lies the barracks, training area, and holding cells. Up the ramp is the way to the control conch and the royal chambers. Farewell, friend. Oh yeah. I hate this. I hate this. Look there. For some reason, they have glass panels in the floor. Now that's basically what it is. That's why it's the control conch, you see. Okay, you know what? Let's... Oh. Okay, we can't use weapons here, I guess. Or, no, there we go. We can switch to that. Gotta. Oh, it did nothing. Really? Really, they were both explosive? But that one didn't blow. Okay, sure. Go for earth gems. You will note that we've been getting light gems, now we're getting earth gems. There are a couple different kinds. And they will be used for different purposes as we go through the game. There we go. Oh, there's nothing in there after all that. I don't think there's anything we need to jump up here and get. Actually, I think it might be that this box has something in it. Yes. Okay, exploding gems. There we go. Yeah, those are for the prisoners. 2 spirit gems. Nice. That's where you're going to see, like, the similarities to other Might and Magic games, where they talk about the different kinds of magic. So there's earth, fire, spirit, mind, body, light, and dark. Here's the barracks. I don't think there's anything important here. I don't remember. Ah yes, if you're here to hone your acrobatic skills, try the training arena down the hall. There are often great rewards for doing so. 2 spirit gems, yeah. We stand. We got another save here. That good old delay. As it has to check the memory card and read everything, be like, you good? You good, memory card? Okay, let's see here. What's gonna be the best way to do this? I don't know what all of the, like, prizes are, basically. But you can definitely get stuff. That right there is what we want. That's another spell. There we go. Snap freeze. Now the trick is actually getting down. Yeah, the loading screen images. Very powerful. Oh. There we go, that's what I wanted. Rank 2 with regen. And just in case, I'm gonna save it because I don't want to have to do that again. Loading screen minigames were... I don't know, that gives me flashbacks to The Sims 3. Like, mostly. You would have to click on objects and they would do like a little seek and find with a static image. And you could get ambition points or whatever it was called for your Sims to make wishes and stuff. Right, now, this way, I think. So if you hadn't guessed, Snap Freeze is, of course, another... Oh, Guard Jonathan. Yes, the prisoners are foul-tempered. Friend, mistrust all that they say. But Snap Freeze is another attack spell, which deals ice damage or water damage and can freeze targets. Hello. Just regular skeletons. So, the scarred one, eh? The Master will take special pleasure in meeting you again. Your pitiful efforts are not just foreordained, they are foredoomed. Run away, little hero. You cannot win. I mean, like, whatever. I'm a protagonist. Alright, back down we go. And then up to the control conch. So it should be this way. These are like, I don't know if they're supposed to be ambient lighting or signposts that take you to different rooms. There's a save over there. We don't need it since I just saved. Or maybe they're like buttons? I don't remember. I don't think it ever comes up. I don't think they do anything. That one ambush skeleton got me checking every corner now whenever I go through a doorway. Even though there's no hostiles here. Okay, let's see. This is the... Psst, friend. Come here. Yeah, what do you want? Listen, do me a favor, would you? I'm stuck on duty. I need you to get something for me. I don't know why this isn't voiced. What kind of something? One of my brothers is welching on a gambling debt. He works down at the prison. If you go get the money from him, I'll make it worth your while. I did not know that about Fire Emblem Three Houses. I didn't actually play it. Specific Pixel played it, and I watched him some, but I haven't actually played it myself very much. I'll tell you what, if I see him, I'll see about it. Otherwise, you're on your own. Okay, beggars can't be choosers, I guess. His name is Jonathan. Right, this is... I think this is the control conch. Yeah, you can't tell from that loading screen image, but the Citadel actually has like this sort of seashell theme. All of the tower tops are seashells, and that's why there are these twisty-turny paths that go up and down in spirals, is because you are traveling inside seashells.
Oh, entrance to the light lance is restricted.
Light lance? What's that?
A weapon of mass destruction. Only the old guard is allowed inside.
Yeah? Well, there's a bunch of Legion below us that could use some mass destruction.
It's too powerful. It would kill everyone, friend and foe alike.
Yeah, I can see where that'd be a drawback.
That's true, but now you know why. So yeah, the Citadel has basically a giant laser cannon.
No admitting.
Why? What's in
The ship's brig.
what ship?
The Citadel, of course. This is the control center, used for navigation.
Come on, not even a peek?
You heard me.
I wonder... Nope, okay. Well. Unfortunately, I cannot turn down the speed. It seems it's clipping some of the audio, but that's not me pressing the button early. They're just, the next sound file is cutting it off. Yeah, the Citadel, it's a flying castle that can be moved. Anyway, this is a good time to actually show off this menu. We can actually see our statistics. So we need about 7,000 to level up. We are level 2. We've got 459 gold. We do have a score. I don't know what it does. 121 health, 116 mana, 32 strength, and 26 accuracy. I don't really know what accuracy does since everything is a manual aim. Unless maybe it's like increased ranged weapon damage. Here we go. Firestorm. Fireballs that detonate on impact. Rank adds area and number, so you shoot more fireballs per cast as it ranks up. Regeneration slowly heals you over time. Rank adds duration and also how much it heals you per tick. And then Snap Freeze freezes all enemies in your area. Rank adds duration and makes it bigger. Weapons, of course. We've got the Throwing Axe, damage feeble, speed slow. The Exploding Gem is damage feeble, speed slow. The Mace damage is weak, speed adequate right now. We have 2 fire gems, 4 earth, 2 air, 3 spirit, and 1 light gem. And here we go. There's our runes. So this is what those do. So our current armor is leather armor. We've got a spiked shield, right? And then over here, this list that we're looking at is the types of damage that are in the game. And then on the right, our class is how well we resist those types of damage. So we've got solid resistance against blunt and sharp, good resistance against fire, weak against air, and everything else is feeble. So that rune we picked up where the lightning was flashing and stuff, I was thinking that was a spell rune. It's not. It was a talisman or weapon rune. So, the runes and talisman affect like your resistances and how much damage you deal of that type yourself. And we've got quests. Weirdly, doesn't list the side quest where Nikolai wants us to go talk to Jonathan? I don't know. And then here we go. This is our score so you can see how well you've done. So our quest, Escape. We got 200 for that. But then we got way more points for killing all the monsters that we did. And here we go, the shop.
Welcome, Drake. I'm Corinda, the quartermaster of our crusade. This storehouse of items is available to you. Look around. If you'd like to purchase anything, just let me know.
You can tell that all of the female characters in this game are different meshes on that same model or rigging, because for Aaron, Corinda, Celestia, all of them have exactly the same amount of cleavage. Here we go. We got runes. Well, those are not filled in yet. I don't think. See, because if we walk up to something, it should. Well, that's fine. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh, we might not have permission to use the shop yet. I'm getting ahead of myself because I haven't gone and talked to Celestia. I was trying to show off literally everything else first. Which is probably foolish of me. Alright, let's do this then. We will head back over here and go down to the barracks, to the prison. We'll run that way and talk to Jonathan and get Nikolai his money, because then we will have to pass him again on the way to Celestia. Then we'll go speak with her. I'm doing it in that order, even though it's a lot of backtracking, because I can't remember if when you talk to her, if she automatically sends you somewhere else. I don't think that she does. I think she gives you the run of the Citadel. And that's what unlocks the shop and stuff. But just in case she's going to basically teleport us to our next quest, I want to make sure that this is done. Let's see. Prison is the one that goes up, I think. So yeah, the Citadel it looks like a regular castle on the loading screen. But that's why there are all these spiraling paths. It's actually mostly made out of seashells. Your name Jonathan? Who wants to know? Bad news, friend. Your brother sent me to collect for him. Tell him I'll bring the money by later. I'm on duty right now. No go, Brother Jonathan. I told your brother I'd do him the favor, and I'm going to carry through. This is a nice, quiet little corner you've got here. I imagine it'd be hard to hear anyone scream here. Damn. Not that I'd imagine anyone would do any screaming here. You get what I'm saying, Johnny? Yeah, I get it. Here's the gold. I hope he chokes on it. You're the soul of generosity, John. I'll put in a good word for you with your brother. Alright, we got 200 gold to take to his brother. Now, if we don't go talk to Nikolai, I believe that we can just keep that 200 gold. But I think it comes up later if you do. Well, see, that's what I don't remember. I actually am not 100% sure. I feel like he gives you something kind of dumb for it. Like, it might be like 1 healing potion or similar. It's not as bad as Koopa Koot's fetch quest, where he's going to give me 1 coin in return for going and getting him 200. But see, we have to walk past anyway, so... You're back. Did you get the money? Well, did you or didn't you? Yeah. I guess I did. Here you go. Thanks, friend. Listen, my other brother's posted here in the Citadel also. You find Petros and he'll set you up. Take this fire gem as a sign we spoke. Tell him I said we owe you a favor. So now we have a fire gem. Petros. I feel like we already spoke to Petros. I think he's over here in the control conch. He might be the one that tells you about the light lance. No. Okay, maybe he's the one who says you're not allowed in the bridge. I know I saw that name. There we go. You have a brother named Nikolai? Who wants to know? A friend of his. Here, he gave this to me for you. Yes. A family trick. These things are pretty worthless to anyone except smiths and magicians, but rare enough to be a good mark. What does Nikolai want? Nothing special. I did him a favor and he said to look you up when I had the chance. A favor, eh? If I know Nikolai, and I do, it probably had to do with either women or money. Either way, I'm sure you kept it quiet or he wouldn't have sent you to me. I was discreet. Although, not all your brothers may have the same opinion. I was discreet, that's the wrong spelling, so it's like I was completely separate from all of this. Hey, you met them both, eh? Well, Johnny's not that bad once you get to know him. Here, take this battle axe in return for the favor. Whatever it was. I'm almost off duty anyway. I'll draw another from Karantha when my shift is over. There we go. So we get a free battle axe if we do that quest. Now, you can see it on the wall over there.
Welcome, Drake.
Yes, thank you. We know. Right here is the battle axe. So you can buy the battle axe, but doing this quest gets it for you for free. All you have to do is just run around. There we go. So the battle axe, damage feeble, speed slow. Everything starts out feeble and slow. Let's see, let's see, items. There we go. I like this because it's got way more reach than the mace. It is definitely slower, but it will speed up as we use it. It's not as good as the sword, I don't think. I definitely prefer the sword out of all of the weapons. Some of them are fun to use, like the exploding gems. but they're not necessarily that good, especially if they're consumable, because then you have to put in a lot of work and a lot of resources to max them out so that they're actually really good, because you're using them up as you throw them all over the place. Alright, we have done quite a bit of running around. Let's save it. But yeah, that's definitely worth it. Because I think that if you buy the battle axe, it costs more than 200 gold. It costs like 350 or something like that. So you're getting it for about half price if you complete that quest, I think. I may be wrong. That sounds correct. That crown-shaped door makes me think that we're going to, like, Princess Toadstool's throne room instead of the one we're going to. Hello. So here we go, the throne room. You can see skylights all over the place. Also, whoever you tag with your mage sight stays tagged, so you see that red arrow there up in the top left corner. That is showing which way our target is. Let's see. Plaque says this glacial wasteland to the south of the Vastness Mountains has occasionally been probed by adventurous airship crews, but most ships that go into the glaciers never return. Rumors abound of mysterious giant ice beings and glimpses of ancient technologies, but reports are so scant and unreliable that these stories cannot be trusted. This dense, dark forest lies between Stronghold and Karantha. Its gloomy depths hide many secrets and are the home of a noble race of tribespeople known simply as the Dashers. The Dashers have very little contact with strangers and prefer to keep to themselves. This has occasionally been reinforced to outsiders by publicly executing interlopers. Not very friendly. We don't need to go in there yet. Not that we can. The dwarves came from the east long ago and delved the Karanthan mines within the Vastness Mountains. There they found rich mineral deposits, but also encountered buried volcanism and dangers from the lower earth. Oh no! Dwarves digging too greedily and too deep? Who could have guessed? They've had a perilous yet profitable existence, but that's to the liking of most dwarves, so they've been content to stay and welcome most travelers to their grandiose halls. These, if you hadn't guessed, are like the different levels and areas that we can go to in the game. So these are like the 4 main regions we're going to explore. Stronghold is one of the oldest fortresses known to history. Some say its roots go back to the very ancients when they ruled the world. Run by an order of monks for centuries, the Order of Stronghold has always been secretive and withdrawn. Its 2 fortresses are oddly designed for protection from attack, both from without and from within. Many have wondered what could possibly attack this fortress from the inside. Alright, so here we go. So this is Ursan, captain of the Crusade, and this is Celestia, the Lady Archon.
Welcome, Drake. I am Celestia, Lady Archon of this crusade. News of your escape from Stronghold has inspired my Crusaders to even greater efforts in the war below us.
Hope they don't hold it against me.
I have a new mission for you.
That a fact?
I know you're not a man to do something merely because it's requested, so I shall provide incentive. Seek out the Quartermaster. She will allow you to draw a sword, a suit of scale mail, and a shield of our order. This should more than recompense you for your duties.
Which are?
You must go forth to Karantha and contact King Stoneheart. Remind him of the favors that he owes the Lady Archon, and then request that he send forces to assist with our battle against the Legion at Stronghold.
Sounds like politics. Ain't that a job for a bag of wind like you, Urson?
My captain has other duties. Besides, I've already arranged for Erin to ferry you from the docks. She'll guide you to Duskwood. From there, it's a short hike to the caverns of Karantha. Farewell, Drake. Our thoughts go with you.
Funny. I don't remember saying yes.
don't remember saying yes. Yeah, something about the way she says, my captain has other duties. It's like, what are you two gonna get up to when we leave? Also, he did not introduce himself, so I'm not sure why Drake just immediately was like, you know, it sounds like a job for a bag of wind like you, Urson. Like, how do you know anything about him? And you'll see, this is the first time that we see weapon effects, right? Her weapon is like that gauntlet. And his weapon, of course, is the sword. Each of them is carrying an enchantment. His sword is enchanted with light damage, and her gauntlet is enchanted with spirit magic damage. You may also have picked up on this. See, when we hover over that guy, right, with our mage sight, he's got a red aura around his feet. So does this dude. So does this dude. These two have different colored auras, blue and purple. So that is because that is their, basically their magical type. Purple is spirit. Blue, I believe that dark blue is mind, maybe? Because I think water is a lighter blue, like a cyan. That could be water, though I might be wrong. Red, I think, is body. So think of that as your elemental alignment, so to speak. Right? Orange is going to be fire, green is earth. This sort of silvery blue, like really, really light silvery blue is air. Purple is spirit. White is light. And then we'll get other gems, of course, as we go along, and you'll see that each of the different auras you can have matches the color of the gems. Most normal living creatures are going to be of body alignment. Humans, at least. Because, quote-unquote, body magic is just literally like, you know, physical biology. Spells like regeneration, for example, is a body magic spell. That's why it's red when we use it. Whereas Firestorm, obviously, fire. So that's why it's orange. Each of the elements is coded. There is some light color coding of that type in other Might and Magic games. If you haven't seen my playthrough of Might and Magic 6 or Might and Magic 7, those are both on the YouTube channel. You can check them out. They are older Let's Plays because Might and Magic 6 was actually my very first one. And Might and Magic 7 came along not too long after that. I think that might have been my third one, perhaps? Third or fourth? And you can see in those games that, for example, when you open your spell book, the spells and the art that goes with them has kind of a broad color palette. So Spirit is usually purple. Earth is generally green and brown. Dark magic tends to be black and like dark green. Air is silver and blue, and so on. And so that holds here, even though this game, to the best of my knowledge, has no real, like, canonical link to any other Might and Magic games. Of course, the Might and Magic games are science fantasy. They have a mix of magic and high technology. And they take place... Oh, I went through the wrong one. I need to go the other way. Damn. They take place across all different worlds. A lot of various worlds. There's Zine. There's Erathia. Or not Erathia, Enroth. Whatever the world that Enroth and Erathia are on is called, which I forget the name of the actual planet. The one from Heroes of Might and Magic 4... which does have a name, and I can't remember what it is. Well, I have just gone all the wrong ways. Oh, I know what I did. Damn it. At least it doesn't take long to go back. I went completely the wrong way because the shop is over by the bridge. It's up by the control conch. So I was actually right next to it and in the completely correct place. And I left because I remembered going down a ramp to get there. So immediately my brain was like, yeah, you gotta go down. You've got to go all the way downstairs. Go down as far as you can. It's in the basement. It's at the bottom of the castle. It's on the ground, actually. In a cave. In a hole in a cave. In the depths of the earth. That's where the shop is. Here we go. So it's kind of funny because we have the leather armor and the spiked shield, and we use them for almost no time before we,
Drake, listen, I'm a bit of a bind. My lieutenant told me to bring this talisman to him before my shift started. Now I'm here and they'll throw me from the Citadel if I leave my post. Take it up to him for me, would you?
You want me to take a magical talisman to your lieutenant?
Yes, you've proven trustworthy before. I think you can handle this duty, can't you?
Handle it? That I can. I love how he very much is, it's just like, yeah, you know, maybe I'll just keep this. Like, he's not shy about it, that's his thought process, even if he's not going to.
Welcome, Drake.
Right, we've been introduced.
Oh, I almost forgot. Celestia sent word that you were to be given tokens of her appreciation for your service. Here is a long sword, a kite shield, and a suit of our finest scale mail to help you in your adventures.
There we go. So your armor upgrades automatically. There we go. Now you can see we have strong resistance against blunt and sharp. And it went up to good for fire and air. And solid for mind, because that's the talisman that we're carrying. So runes affect your weapons. Talismans affect your armor. So that talisman they gave us, you notice that it came up and said mind armor. So by carrying that, it boosts our defense against mind, whereas the air talisman we picked up earlier increases the amount of air damage that we deal with our weapons. Let's see. Let me go ahead and actually... There we go. We're only missing one weapon now. The longsword. And... that's that. There we go. Can we still not buy anything yet? Maybe it doesn't unlock until after the first mission. Surely that's wrong. I don't know. Anyway, you can see more armor over here that we're going to get. Oh, shield as well. There we are. So yeah, I was saying we get the leather armor and the spiked shield and use them for almost no time before we switch to the scale mail and the kite shield. Now the shields, unlike the armor is just better, right? Better armor is better. There is no reason to go back to the leather armor. We don't have it anymore. The scale armor replaces it. That's why it automatically equipped, whereas it did not automatically change our weapon or our shield. We had to manually equip those. That is because they have different stats, and that's why there's reasons to use them. So the spike shield deals more damage when you like shield bash with it, whereas the kite shield blocks more damage. Okay, now we need to go down and take that rune to his lieutenant, who is down in the barracks, right? Yes? Is that where they said? I don't want to run all over the Citadel and be wrong again. Also, for some reason, this very specific hallway that I'm running through right here gives me, like, I don't know. Oh, that might be him. Gives me Wizardry 8 vibes. There we go. Excuse me, you Lieutenant Foss?
Aye, what can I do for you?
One of your men gave me an important artifact to give you.
What would that be?
A talisman of some power. Occam's talisman.
Aye, that's Petros, isn't it? Well, tell him to quit wasting my time. We've got enough of those rotting in the storehouses to outfit a battalion.
Embarrassment of riches, eh?
I suppose. Tell you what, keep it yourself. You've done well to bring it to me, but honestly, I just wanted to make sure Petros turned it in. Do me a favor, though, would you? If you head down to the beach again, tell Lieutenant Schmidek to mobilize. We're preparing the counteroffensive in Stronghold, and he needs to be ready.
Okay. I think we can do that. And at least we know where Captain Schmidek is at, right? I swear, this hallway really... I don't know why. It gives me Wizardry 8 vibes. There's a very specific hallway in a very specific castle in part of the game. Yes, hello? There we go. So you need to go to Karantha? That's under the Vascus Mountains. I'll fly you to Duskwood, and you can go on from there, she said. She spawned up a little bit. The path to Karantha lies straight down this path, Drake. Be wary of the Dashers. They're protective of their forest and will attack you should you meet any, so stay clear. Should you get lost, look for guideposts. They were placed long ago by the old guard. I'll be here waiting for you when you need to return to the Citadel. Good luck. I'm hitting circle to cycle through the dialogue, but every time I do, he does that. Okay. New level. I love this. It feels so closed in because look at that. Like it's just these walls. They're shooting stars though. Make a wish. Everybody make a wish. You know that wishes make the stars more powerful. Oh, these guideposts. So that's what those are. Alright, which way should we go first? There's a throwing axe just, you know, sitting here. There we go. I think... Oh, lol. Nope. Okay. I was thinking that we could burn that webbing. Alright, so the guidepost is where we're supposed to go. Obviously, we're gonna go left. Is there anything up here? Doesn't look like it. More guideposts. Does it lead back around to the same area? Oh, here's the Dashers. Oop. Oh! Oop. Well, there's our first death. They got me. Dang, they got me good. They did not hesitate. What's down this way? I don't remember. I need to use my shield more, probably. Okay, I think, yeah, this actually goes to Karantha. Is there anything hidden? Aha! Hello. We got a dasher nut. Gotta get that nut, y'all. And here we can save it. I think dasher nuts might actually be what makes you go faster. Let me double check. Not that. Do it this way. I think that's what they do. But I honestly don't remember. Oh! Oh! Hello! Ooh. Ooh. I feel like the Dashers perhaps are higher level than we should be fighting. Oh, he's running away too. There's our healing potion back. Oh, he got throwing axes. He tried to go invisible. You see him in stealth mode there. Come on. I'm trying not to trigger this other one. Oh, that was not enough to cast a second regeneration. There we go. Hey. Okay. Alright, so we got Vanish Dust, which is stealth mode. We also got... Here we go. Bone Mender. That is a body weapon talisman. So there we go. So these weapon talismans cause us to inflict additional damage of that type. So now our sword is enchanted with body magic damage. We'll deal extra points of body magic. Go over here and actually probably use one of these. Oh. That's not where the save point is. There we go. There was another one back there. I'm going to go try and get him. Because we definitely want those level ups. Speaking of which, let's see here. Okay, we need 5,800 or so to level up. So let's see how much these dudes are actually worth. Hopefully he'll take a few less hits than the first one did. Trying not to, whoops. Ooh. Oh, shit, there's two. If we can stay in melee, they... Oh, there we go. That one did go down. That one did take fewer hits than the first one, for sure. So you're feeling that Bone Mender. I love that it's called Bone Mender, by the way. And it is definitely, like, for hurting things. There we go. Rank 2 with the sword as well. That's what I wanted. So that means now damage has gone up to weak and speed jumped up from slow to adequate. Similar to the mace, see? Now, how much were they worth? Ooh, not bad. A couple more of those and we'll actually level up. Okay, is there another one of you here? No. I'm not foolish, though. Sometimes I get greedy, and this is not going to be one of those times. Because these guys are tough. There we go. They haven't really done anything to us, but... Gotta get those level ups. You gotta grind. We gotta get those nuts. I'm wondering if one of those that we just killed was the weaker one that came to help the big one when we were up here previously. So I think this is the same area? Maybe not. Some throwing axes, and there's a dasher nut. Nice. The dasher nut was actually kind of hard to see. Okay. Does this... I think this one goes back down. Oh, shit. Whoa! He killed me so fast that the health meter actually didn't have time to catch up. Did you see that? Like, we very much still had health on our health meter. Whoa! God. Okay, but, by that token, what does the Blitzen nut do? Never mind, I don't want to know. Okay, it may not be worth it to do these guys in until later. Perhaps. May not be able to. But if I'm gonna have to kill one of them and then like go all the way back and save and then come back and kill another one, it just might not be worth it right now. Oh, okay, he has spotted us. Oh, hey now. Oh, he summoned bees. Now how... We've got half our mana bar is full. Come on now. Surely it doesn't cost that much. Where'd he go? Ah, there he is. I don't know that that's doing anything. At least if I do this, it doesn't cause me to, like... Oh, there's one behind me. Oh, I'm screwed. Yep, okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and load it, actually. Alright, I'll head down into Karantha like I'm supposed to. I'm getting ahead of myself. But that body weapon token was a nice early game find. That will actually be quite helpful. I love this loading screen. They're like, yeah! Dwarf party. Dwarf rave. Now there are some really good areas for grinding here in Karantha. Especially here in the early game. We gotta get that grind on. You must. You must grind. There are a few places where some enemies will come at you and they'll spawn pretty much infinitely, and you have sort of a choke point where you can easily take them on. Oh yeah, politics is happening.
This isn't where you want to be right now, friend.
Appreciate the advice. Now, if you fellas don't mind...
We mean it. Leave while you can.
This could be a problem, boys. If I go back to the Dragon Lady empty-handed, she's apt to be a bit miffed.
Dragon Lady?
My current employer. You may have heard of her. Celeste.
If you've thrown in with her, then we can't let you leave.
Didn't plan on leaving. Don't plan on dying. So draw your swords, boys, or move out of the way.
What a good line. Didn't plan on leaving. Don't plan on dying. Oh, come on. Haha. Hiya. Just gotta build a rhythm. Oop. No. Stop that. There we go. Now, currently, we have 13 healing potions and 8 mana potions. So I'm just going to use a healing potion to heal all the way. So yeah, we can see that there's some dwarf politics going on. And there are a couple places later on in the dungeon where there are some bad dwarves that will spawn infinitely, and you can just kind of stand there and grind. Yep, there we go. I knew that was going to happen. Come on. Snap Freeze is a very good spell, by the way. These guys don't hit very hard, but they're annoying. Come on. Come on. Oops. Nice. Speed increased with longsword. There goes one, and we are now level 3. As you might expect, stone golems drop earth gems. There we go. Hey! You love to see it. Oops. Wrong button. Excellent. So now... Okay, we've got 210 health, 135 mana. Our strength and accuracy have increased, and we need 5,000 points to the next level. But most importantly, this. Damage is still weak. Speed is adequate. It doesn't look like it increased, but it got a bit of a jump. Yeah, you look at their model and just buried in there somewhere is just one human eyeball. Is this? No, okay. Right. Oops. Okay, now this is where we actually are going to... Let's see. Here we go. Probably going to switch to our throwing axes. We've got 90 of them, right? Let's do that for a while. I don't know if we can actually hit him up there. Oops. That was not it. Oh, hey. This one came down. Oh. Still got throwing axes. My bad, dude. Oh, I think they ran out of mana. They actually can do that. Yep, see, they're recharging. But when they ran out of mana, they actually jumped down to fight me. That's funny. There we go. Yeah, they're punch wizards. So here, we have this guy in this fun pose. And he is a dead dwarven king. So, there's a bit of a dispute going on. I don't know if we can actually get up there or not. I feel like there's a way. Oh. Hello. We're the fury of the workers. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, come on. Ah, my regeneration wasn't on and another one came in and got me from the side. Boo hiss. Oh, that's awful. That's awful. That's awful. This is way more awful though, because now we have to do all this again because we had not gone back to another save point. There we go. Good. He's a friendly, so... Oh! Whoa! Fuck off. No way. And here I was looking for a save point. And I was like, I'm not gonna go all the way back because then I'll have to... That's a lot of backtracking. I'll just go forward. Wow. Okay, well, that's alright. That's on me. That is on me, y'all. Okay, let's go this way this time. The other way got us killed. I'm not sure if this is correct. Oh. I'm afraid to get involved in this, so I'm just going to let them duke it out. Actually. Because that guy's outnumbered, so... Actually, oh. There we go. If we can separate them, we can help.
I guess you now think I owe you one.
Yeah. And you can start by telling me the best way to the throne room.
As long as I don't have to take you. When you enter the castle, it's a left and then a right. Oh, and you might want this. With that, I'd say we're about even.
All right. Gave us an ice claw rune. So there we go. A water weapon. Ta-da! This shows what he's got for sale. Ice and earth damage. Water and earth damage. Water and earth defense. He's got potions. He's got armor. Is it? I am using the shops wrong. I think you have to... Do I have to lock on with... Yes, that's what it is. Oh, there we go. You have to lock on with your friggin' mage sight. So you have to use R2 to aim at the item that you want. Oh my god. Phew. Okay. Okay. There we go. So glacial talismans, water armor, Earth armor. Rune of Ash, that's Earth shield. Water shield. Okay, so that's what it is. Okay. So the armor talismans actually go in your armor. And then the runes go in your shield. 600 gold and 3 earth gems. And then over here we've got the tower shield. Increases defense against all ranged attacks, including spells. Half plate armor. And full plate armor. Now, it is possible, by the way, to skip over. Like, for example, if you purchase the plate armor, you do not need to get the half plate armor because the full plate is just better. So, if you're good enough at the game, and I'm not saying I am, and you want to tough it out, rather than spending 2,200 gold and then having to earn 5,000 more, you can just save up to 5,000, skip the half plate, and purchase the plate armor, and then you don't need it. Okay, there's the battle axe. We can't see what it costs because we have one. And then over here we've got Thundermaker, an air weapon. Enchants your weapon with the power of lightning. 1,500 gold and 10 air gems, though. So, and this is Oakheart. There's the earth weapon. Castor, the dwarven smithy. He's earth aligned, you can see. Healing potions cost 25 gold, restore is 40, and mana is 25. So they're actually not that expensive, especially restore potions. For what they are, they're very reasonable, which is great. So we will come back here for some of this stuff. We'll eventually want to buy all of that.
Ah, you found a magical talisman for your weapon, Drake.
Oh, Lord.
Take that talisman and bind it to you to create a mystical effect that strengthens your weapon.
Look at her eyes going off in 2 different directions. Yes, we know how to use weapon talismans. Thank you. We've had one for a while. The game obviously expects you to get the Ice Claw down there, and not to have already gotten the Bone Mender. So okay, so once again, I'm just gonna here. Let's go this way. Come on. Oops. Y'all can join me out here in this hallway. Oops. Oh, that's too close. It does damage me. Dang. I was thinking you could stand right there and there'd be a little safe spot. Here we go. Now look at this. One at a time. That's what I'm talking about. That's using your head. That's thinking with portals. Haha, and we are now level 4. Okay, let's see. We've got full mana. Let's do this. Come on. Come on out. There we go. Haha, you're not gonna get me again. Well, actually, they didn't get me, did they? It was this dude with the hammer down here who was obviously, he was a good guy, but I hit him with Snap Freeze and he aggroed on me. And, like, fair enough. But also, like, fuck you. I know there's gonna be a save point, like, right here somewhere. Yep, there it is. Damn me. Oh, man. Yeah, in games like this, I feel like there should be, especially because it can be so hard to aim. Like, if you're just flailing your sword around with the square button, there's no telling who you could hit. And you have probably already noticed that when there were enemies grouped together, I might hit both of them with a single swing, right? And then, especially with things like Snap Freeze, yeah, like, it's not great. Let's go ahead. Hey, and now we're rank 3 with regeneration. So it only cast a level 2 regeneration on us, as you can see, because it leveled up when we cast it. But next time we cast it, there will be 3 of those little fireflies. Let me go ahead and switch back to Snap Freeze, and in fact, I'm going to save it again since we leveled that up. Better safe than sorry in Crusaders of Might and Magic. I can feel the rust coming off, though. It's only been, oh, I don't know, 20-ish years since I played this game, give or take. So, you know, it's fine. Alright, we got some music. Oh, hello. Oh, see, look at this. I gotta watch out because that other guy's there. And if he gets involved in the fight, I could hit him. There we go. But at the same time, if this dude, if the Stoneheart kills the Iron Pick, then I also don't get experience points for the kill. This is obviously not like the throne room. I don't know if this is the way we want to go right now. Stone Defiler? Yeah. Come on. I'm being less acrobatic than I probably should be. Aha! Money. Cash money. There, it takes a lot more mana now, but it also heals way more. There we go. Hey. And without aggro. Nice. Yeah. Oh, there we go. See, I knew there was something hidden in one of these. And they're just deep enough that you don't, like, automatically see it when you're turned around facing it. So even if we go back up this way, you still have to look a little bit. You can tell the game's made me paranoid. I'm saving again. Mostly because I'm just glad that I did not have to turn around and fight the Stonehearts. Because it is totally possible, you know, like, if you aggro on them, then you can kill them too, but don't know that that's what we want to do. There we go. He's just patrolling now. Oops. Okay, that leads back the other way, so we did not go this direction. Let's see what's over here. This might be the throne room, maybe. Maybe. Oh, yes, it is, actually.
If you're here to kill me, I won't make it easy for you.
I'm no assassin. At least not yours, King Ardon.
King Ardon is dead. Murdered. I am his son, Dane, Crown Prince of Karantha. This is my brother, Tor, and General Martel.
Name's Drake. Sorry for your loss, Your Highness. I know what it's like to lose family. That's why I'm here. I bring word from Celestia that the Legion may somehow be behind your own civil war. You may have a rat in your kitchen.
Does she know who?
Not yet.
I suspected a traitor ever since Father's death. We've got to flush him out. In due time, General. We have a rebellion to deal with. If the Legion is involved, that would explain how the Iron Picks are getting their munitions.
Yes. They must be coming from below Karantha. One of our men has to get inside and destroy their stock of weapons and supplies.
How about me? I got nothing to do right now. And it just so happens cracking skulls is a hobby of mine. Especially if they belong to the Legion.
If you succeed, Drake, I'll be deeply in your debt.
That's what I figured. And believe me, when I get back, I'll have some favors for you.
Hold a moment. Here's something to guarantee that your mission has the proper impact.
The proper impact. And he gives us a warhammer. Okay, so 3 guesses who the traitor is, and the first 2 don't count. Is there something back here? Can't remember. I feel like there's something hidden in this room, but I may just be thinking of the treasure that someone drops when they get got. Yeah, somehow we were the traitor all along. Right, okay. So that's the throne room. That goes deeper into Karantha and goes down. And so back over there, we have a little bit further to go. I'm pretty sure that is not the direction that the plot is, so let's head that way. Whereas the other way we were going that was winding down with all the doors on both sides, that is where we go to get deeper underground, obviously, because it's going downwards. Oh. Wait a minute, that's here. Right, because save point. Yes, so we need to go the other way. This is why auto maps are such a great modern invention. Okay, so we want to go this direction and see what awaits us here. And, oh. My brother. So this is just back to the shop. Oh, I guess so. Okay, well then we found everything, so there's no way to go but forward. I get turned around so easily in games like this, sometimes where I don't have a map. If I have not played it in a while, especially, because then I'm having to remember everything at once. It's like, I'm remembering how it went the first time, and also trying to, like, explain it and talk over top of it, and relearning how to play, and finding my way around again, and misremembering, like, was it over here? Was it over there? Wait a minute, no, there's something over there for sure. And it is a lot to keep in your head, I have learned during my time streaming. So there's your first look at Crusaders of Might and Magic. We made decent progress. So I think what I'm going to do is, like, you know, we'll call that's a good place to save it. And there's not too much more that I think I would desperately want to accomplish in the first stream anyway. We've talked to the Dwarven King, we've got our next quest, we know what we're up to. We know what we're doing. So I think that now is actually a great time to go ahead and look at that. Now we have a new, did you see the spin attack? Because we leveled up the sword, so. Hey, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. What was I saying? Oh, yes. So we have clear goals. So I think that that'll do us until next time. I'm gonna kill these dwarves. Oop, nope, nope. You can't cancel a cast. As far as I know, I wish you could. Let's see, what's our health and mana look like? Now that I figured out how to use the shops again, I'm a lot less shy about actually using my potions. Hey, exploding gems. Who would have thought, right? I don't know if I want to get in the middle of that. They're doing an awful lot of close combat. Hey! There we go. That wasn't too bad at all. And we got an exploding gem out of it, impossibly. I don't know how. I would have thought it would have gone up with that dude. So anyway, yeah, kind of down here at the bottom, I think, is that place where you can grind infinitely, and that's sort of what I was looking for. I wanted to get there and show it to you before we cut off. And you can see the reason they explode when they die is because they've got like dynamite strapped to them. They're suicide bombers. There we go, let's put regeneration on. So I'm looking for that spot that I told you about back at the beginning where you can grind infinitely because enemies just keep spawning. And you've got this choke point where they come through and you can just stand there and just wail on them with your sword or cast spells as much as you want. Hold right there. Give it a rest, soldier. I'm on your side. Prince Dane sent me. To what end? Look, friend, I'm gonna put your end in a sling if you don't relax. Dane wants me to blow the rebel supply store. You got a beef with that? Classic medieval terminology. You got a beef with that? My apologies. You can't be too cautious these days. Only this morning my regiment was massacred while setting charges. Charges? Where? Oops. Well, there used to be some, but they blew themselves up. Yes, and the bridge too. They're mad. Simply mad. The only good thing is that we don't have to worry about a mass attack now. Wonder how I'm gonna get across now. I suppose you could jump. Hey. Not bad. That's good thinking, soldier. Yeah. Yeah, so this is the next spot. We've got to go down there. As you can see. Oh. Spellcasting button is not the jump button. Wow, I really don't have enough mana to cast regeneration level rank 3? Okay. Sure. There. Don't think there's any place else. I keep doing that. I hate the way these controls are mapped, but I don't know that I can do anything to change them. It's fine. I'll get used to it. I just have to shake the rest of the rust off. So, I'm going to save it right here because we are close to that point that I was telling you about. And first we got to get through there. Yeah, so that's what we'll be doing next time. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate the privilege of your time this evening. You could have spent it doing anything, but you spent it for some reason with me, watching me play Crusaders of Might and Magic. So I hope you had fun. I know that I did, and I will be back with more Crusaders of Might and Magic next Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, which is New York and Miami time here in the U.S. And don't forget to follow here on Twitch if you aren't already, or to subscribe on YouTube. We appreciate all the love that we've gotten recently. We have blown past 200 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you. I don't know what all that's about. I guess y'all really like Eye of the Beholder is kind of the message that I'm getting. So thank you for all of the follows and subs and resubs that we have gotten recently. We really appreciate it. And remember that following on Twitch or subscribing on YouTube is free. And you can always undo it later if you decide that you hate me. I won't say anything. I won't say anything. It'll be fine. But if you want to materially support the channel, you're more than welcome to throw that monthly Amazon Prime free Twitch sub at us and make Jeff Bezos' money do something worthwhile for a change. Or you can join our Patreon community over on Patreon. Our patrons are wonderful, and they help us shortlist what games are coming up on the channel, plus we bump their requests, suggestions, and recommendations to the top of the queue. So all of our socials are linked down below, no matter whether you're watching on Twitch or on YouTube after I upload this to our brand new Crusaders of Might and Magic playlist. And if you want to play Crusaders for yourself, I will put that link down in the video description on YouTube. So you can just scroll down and give the game a shot if you want to, if you feel like it, even. I will be back on Saturday with more Eye of the Beholder. Tune in for that, as Stout Muffin, Nobody, Not Jade MK, and Grandolph lead their new dwarven friends against the forces of the Drow. And then on Monday, look forward to the return of my wonderful husband, Specific Pixel, as we begin our next multiplayer endeavor, which is going to be a new series, Blaze and Blade Eternal Quest. That is a lovely little also PlayStation action RPG, actually, with its own story. And then I'll be back with my solo Monday series the following Monday after that on the 17th of April, which is more of Divine Divinity. Hopefully I will see you for some, or maybe if I'm really lucky, all of those. And until then, as always, thanks for playing.